Hello and welcome to Guild Ball TV. You're here with your host GBHL Jamie.
And Jay.
Jay, Mr. Laketown.
Mr. Laketown.
Or Mr. Masons.
Yeah, as it will be today.
Yeah, today, Mr. Masons. This is the Meet the Masons video. Jay's obviously came third, fourth in the latest Guild Ball tournament, so we thought we'd get you in to chat about the Masons.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
And I've just had mine beautifully painted by Yggdrasil Painting, so you'll see them on the screen spinning around as we're talking about the characters that they are relevant to. And I'll remind myself here to put the cards up on the screen so you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea as well.
Yeah. So, let's kick off. Where should we begin?
You've got to start with the captain.
Yep, let's start with the captain.
So that's Honor.
Mm-hmm.
We have the cards here.
Yep.
So she's move 6-8, so she's fast.
Yep.
What you want from the captain. She's tack 6.
Yep.
So
good standard captain tack.
Yeah. She's kick 4-6, so she can play football.
Yeah.
She is a very good footballer if she needs to be. She's defence 3.
The Masons the let down's defence is low, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they make up for it with
the armour 2.
Armour 2 is great against those sort of 5 dice hitting her.
Yeah.
3's to hit, so 3 hits, then 2 of them are negated.
Any 5 tap players who need 4 to get their special play off, they
will never do it. Yeah.
She's influence 3-6, so she can have the same amount of influence as a lot of captains, which doesn't
generates a little bit less.
A little bit less.
Yeah.
But very solid starting, certainly in my opinion.
Yeah, very much so.
So her character trait, she's got linked with harmony, which I think is the best ability in the whole Masons team, as my personal opinion. So when this model activation ends, if the friendly name model, which is harmony, has not activated this turn, it may take its activation next if able to do so.
Yeah.
So harmony goes next, effectively. So you get to do everything you want to do with honour, and then everything you want to do with harmony without anything in between.
Yeah, there's no interruptions. Nothing can knock down harmony to ruin her day.
No, it's happening.
Yeah.
And people, you just got to kind of accept it.
Yeah.
And you can use it to great effect of ganging up with the 2 of them to give 2 players, then all the influence, and then beat up some players.
Yeah.
Or I've done it before, where your harmony will run off and honour will run off and score.
Yeah.
It'll get scattered out, and then I'll go work out where the ball's landed, and then go right, harmony activate next.
Yeah.
And harmony runs in, pick up, and she'll score, and then without response, you've suddenly got AVPs.
Yeah.
So it's an incredibly powerful play. Next one, she's got responsive play. So once per turn, when this enemy model enters advanced in this model's melee zone, this model may immediately make an attack against that model.
Yeah.
So again, very strong ability. You hit her. Well, you try and hit her, and she hits you first for free. Which is good, especially as on 2 successes, she's got 1 double dodge.
Yeah.
So she's getting out.
Get away. Yeah. The only downside to it is she has got a 1-inch melee.
Yeah.
So the 2 inches can engage but not be engaged.
Yeah.
So it is possible to get around.
It's definitely possible to get around. Certainly teams like the Fishermen or the Brewers who have got quite a few
with Reach or the Union especially.
Yeah, or the Union. But teams where, for example, Rage, for example, is not touching it. Rage is not touching on her.
No.
It'll charge. She's got to get within an inch.
And she'll push away.
Tap with 6. She's going to get 3 successes on average. She's buggering off.
Yeah.
Even on 3 successes, she's got push dodge as well.
Yeah.
So she can also reposition you.
Reposition you to go away.
So she's very good. She's also got assist marbles. So when making attack against an enemy model that is engaged by the named model, this model gains +1 attack and +1 damage to playbook results. Playbook damage results.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, assist with anyone's great because it's like you get +2 dice because that person's obviously going to give you crowding out.
Yeah.
It takes you to attack 8 if you're not charging, and +1 damage. Her playbook is quite damagey to begin with.
Yeah, we'll get to the playbook in a bit, but as you'll see, guys will soon see, then having that is certainly powerful.
It racks up quickly.
She's got 17 health.
Yep.
Which is solid.
Yeah, 17 health's good.
And then her legend play is topping out. It's 4-inch pulse. Choose either +1 armour or 1 influence. Friendly guild models within this pulse gain the chosen benefit. I've never had a situation where I've given them armour.
No, I don't think there's any reason to.
No, you give them influence.
All day.
Yeah.
I generally don't see any point in the game where you go, oh, I could do with more armour.
No, I mean most of them are armour 2.
Yeah.
You're failing that armour 1, with the exception of harmony.
Yeah.
But you don't need it. Whereas to be able to go out, especially if you've got the whole team there, you're getting 6 extra influence for free.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
The only downside is it does say friendly guild models, which is good.
Which is fair. I think it's how more plays should be friendly guild, so it stops the sort of dominance of Union.
Yeah. So it's like if you've got Decimator there, she's not getting any. Which I do. I agree.
I agree with, yeah.
But I suppose it could be seen as a downside.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, like you said, she's only 1-inch melee and comes with a 30 mil base, as you'd expect. Now, playbook is solid. I'm assuming this will come up on the screen.
This will be on screen as well, yeah.
So on 1 success, she's got 1 damage or a momentous tackle.
Yep. So momentous tackles are fantastic.
Yeah, especially on 1.
Yeah.
On 2 successes, she's got momentous 1 double dodge or momentous 2.
Yeah.
So already you can see the damage output is quite strong.
Especially stacking with
the assist.
With the assist on 2 hits, you get 3 damage.
Yeah.
Which is nasty.
Or 2 damage and bugger enough to go hit someone else, for example.
Yeah, very much.
3 successes, you've got momentous push dodge.
Yep.
4 successes, you've got 3 damage.
Yep. So which is potentially 4.
Which is potentially 4, obviously, with assist. And 5 successes, you've got double push. 6 successes, you've got either knockdown or 4 damage.
Yeah.
Which again become potentially 5 damage.
5, maybe even 6.
So the damage output she can throw out is high. Character plays, she's got quick time, which is cost 2, range 4, target friendly model will make a 2-inch dodge. This character play may be used once per turn. I use this quite a lot on the first turn of the game.
To jump forward a little bit.
It's quick time mallet.
Ah, yes, so because he's a little bit slower.
Because he's quite slow, and it gets him that extra 2. It makes him effectively 6-8 on the first turn.
Yeah.
Which is good. With his
Yeah.
count, so we'll get to it in a bit. And then you've got superior strategy, which is target friendly guild model gains 1 influence and an additional activation.
Very prevalent. Cost 4.
Cost 4, 4-inch range, and it only lasts the end of the turn.
Yeah.
But it's really powerful.
That's one of those things where, you know, someone's activated, maybe they've not been in range or they've used all their influence to get to the goal, not had enough to then take the shot. Give them an extra activation, they get a second chance. Or you can beat someone up a bit more with them.
Yeah. I mean, what Charles did to me at the event was he did it to Mallet before Mallet had activated. So he gave Mallet 4, he went topping out, did this. Second winded Mallet. So Mallet's then going, his first activation, he's going to jog forward 4, then jog a second 4 because of second wind.
Yeah.
So he's gone forward 8. He's also tooled him up.
Yes, yeah, with the...
He's then gone, right, I'll charge, and then I've got 6 influence to hit you with.
To smack you up
with +1 damage to everything, and it just goes through things.
Yeah.
So the combinations again you pull out are pretty strong.
Very good.
Yeah.
Can that give herself an extra activation then?
You can, but there's no point.
Yeah.
What's the point?
It's just walking further.
Yeah, walking. Yeah, in theory. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Also, just thinking, you could. If you gave Harmony an extra activation, you could activate Harmony, do something, activate this person, activate Honor, and then reactivate Harmony straight away.
Yeah, potentially.
There's definitely a lot of you could do with that.
There's certainly a lot of potential to it.
Yeah.
But that's Honor.
It's Honor, a very strong captain to lead the guild.
And then we'll come on to Mascot, which is Marbles.
Marbles, potentially, I think, one of the best mascots in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's also a monkey, which is cool.
Yeah.
So,
gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's moved 6'8", so he's
fast for a mascot.
Very fast for a mascot.
That's almost salt speed, like fisherman speed.
Yeah, he's
6'8".
salt 7'9".
7'9", yeah.
He's tack 3, which certainly isn't anything to sniff at.
No, not for a mascot.
Not quite as good as Skull Princess in that respect, but
he has bonuses that they don't have, which we'll come on to.
He's got kick 1/4, which is standard for a mascot.
Yeah.
Defense 4.
This is good.
1 armor.
Yeah.
And he's a standard influence 1/2 for a mascot. His character trait is Love Creature, so if he gets taken out by attack or play,
you get angry.
Yeah, the friendly team immediately gains 2 momentum for the remainder of the turn. Friendly models gain a +2 attack and +2 to move.
Yep.
Which, so if they kill him at the start of the turn, your team goes nuts.
Your team gets buffed.
Yeah. Whereas if they kill him at the end of the turn,
it's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's
it's the 2 MP that might just tip you over the edge a little bit. But you assume if you've killed him, you've generated MP from doing so.
Yeah. Which is good. He's got 8 health, which is again pretty average for a mascot. Again, melee 1, as you'd expect. His playbook on 1 success is either got 1 damage or a momentous tackle.
Yeah, momentous tackle is good. Take the ball, run back, give it to just release it and give it to someone. On
2 successes, he's got momentous push.
Good.
And on 3 successes, he's got momentous 2.
Momentous 2 on a mascot. Grim. It's no scum, but it's a short playbook and is good.
Yeah.
It's got a very nice momentum distribution on it.
Now his character plays though, he's got tooled up, which is cost 1, range 4, +1 damage to playbook results.
Yeah.
And this really comes into its own pot of honour, I find.
Honour with this is
Honor with this, in the same combat as Marbles, is getting +2 damage to playbook results.
Yeah, and if you remember that she had 2 momentous on 2 hits.
That's 4 momentous on 2 successes.
Yeah, so you don't even need to charge in to reach 6. You just walk in and have the extra hits because you'll do either 6 or you can do 8.
Yeah, you're doing tack 8 with +2. The combination of the 2 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Characters like Mallet get a big buff from this as well.
Yeah.
So very, very powerful. It can also goad as well. So while this model is on the pitch, target enemy model can only move directly towards this model during its advance.
Yeah.
The character play mage once per turn. Cost 1, range 6. So it's great putting it on someone that you may sacrifice with a monkey, but
you do it on Boar and then run the monkey out of his range. You can only charge towards it.
yeah.
It's things like that. I also find that I try and do this with Jack when I was playing the Morticians on the bird.
Yeah.
Like try and goad the bird so that it can't fly off 10 away, and then run Jack towards the rest of the team. So if it wants to move,
Yeah.
it can only go towards Jack, and it usually keeps it in place.
Yeah.
So you don't want to move.
The other thing I've managed to do is have the monkey out and I'll goad, rage, and then run behind impassable terrain.
Yeah.
So
You can only run towards the terrain.
Rage is then stuck at the wall of something going, I can't get there.
You can't get there any further.
Yeah. But that's Marbles.
Marbles is a fantastic. I think he's definitely up there contending for the best mascot in the game. I think him, Coin, and potentially Scum are my 3 top mascots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we come on to probably one of my favourite characters.
Yeah.
I think most people's is Harmony.
Yeah.
She's again move 6'8", so just as fast as everyone else. Attack 3, which isn't great, but
it's the strike attack.
Yeah, it is.
It's 3 or 4, yeah.
And then just kick 2-6. So
which it feels a little bit weak for a striker.
Feels very weak, but that you'll see why again in a bit. Defense 5, which is very good, but no armour.
No, but in some cases I think defense being higher is better than having armour.
Yeah.
Like if you can just reduce the number of hits on you, you don't need armour.
Yeah, and it's also the fact of character plays aren't going to be as successful against it.
Less likely to be targeted by them.
Yeah. Influence 2/4, so your standard.
Standard good influence, yeah.
Now, character trait, this first one here is Family Honour. So, once per turn, if this model starts its activation within 4 inches of the named model, this model can replace its attack and kick with the named model's values. So if you start within 4, Harmony becomes attack 6, kick 4/6.
So very, very strong profile.
She becomes a mini captain straight off, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's what, again, having the double activations and then having 2 attack 6 models, 2 kick 4 models, whatever, you're going to deal out some damage. Protected Brick is her other character trait, which you don't see a lot because Brick unfortunately doesn't get played that much.
As much, yeah. There are reasons why, which we'll come on to when we come on to him.
Yeah. But while within 4 inches of the named model, this model gains +1 armor.
Yep.
So if Brick's around, she's defense 5 with 1 armor, which is good. Very good.
You see, similar to Siren and Kraken have that.
Yeah.
Protected, yeah.
And then she's only got 10 health, but that's again pretty standard for a
striker with
style.
defense 5, yeah.
Melee 1. Now, a playbook it does go up to 6 because she can go up to attack 6.
Yeah, attack 6, yeah.
So she has, on 1 success, she's got 1 or momentous tackle.
Momentous tackle, very good, on 1.
On 2 successes, she's got momentous dodge. 3 successes, she's got momentous 2.
Yep.
4 successes, she's got double dodge.
Yep.
5 successes, she's got the gill ball thing, which becomes Silent Blow.
Yeah.
Which obviously I'm sure
everyone knows just why Silent Blow is so good.
Yeah. So it's 3 damage for everyone within the melee zone.
Yeah.
And then on 6 successes, it's 4 damage.
Yeah.
So a pretty strong thing. Not quite the damage output of Honour, but still being able to get up to damage 4.
Damage 4 is very good. And she skips damage 3, or she skips damage 3 by having Silent Blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something I'm noticing just about these is that they have a lot of momentum very early in the playbook.
Yeah.
Like, there's not many when you go for the big plays, but the small early plays are all momentous.
Yeah.
Which means that you don't actually need to charge things to hit your big high stuff.
Yeah.
You can do lots of small and generate a lot of momentum.
Yes. Yeah, that's a big thing, especially if you start to wrap, you can get your momentum for something mediocre, but then still get your big play up.
Yeah.
So Harmony's plays, as we said, Silent Blow for your Guild Ball symbol. She's also got Acrobatic for 1, and it's cast on herself. And she gets +1 defense against biting blows. So she's 6 to hit off biting blows, which is very, very good.
That's good.
So yeah, so that's her.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move on to to Mallet.
The star of the show, in my opinion.
The team, the best player in the team, the old dog of Guildball.
Him and Grayscales, with their mutual respect on the field.
I think he's my favourite model. I think he's got one of the best backgrounds.
Yeah.
The old workhorse, as he's nicknamed, the Fluff.
He's cool.
So he's moved 4-6. So he's slow. He's getting on. Bless him.
Yeah.
So
it's not as speedy as Grayscales.
Grayscales
got that.
He's got tap 5.
Yeah.
So again, pretty standard for your characters.
Yep.
Kick 2-6. He's defence 3, 2 armour, which is very much standard for the Masons, and again influence 2-4.
Yeah.
His character traits though is he's got Football Legend, which is 4-inch aura. So while within the aura, all friendly models gain +1/+1 kick.
And he benefits from his own aura.
Yeah.
So his 2-6 is actually a 3-7, which actually means his kick is better than average.
Yeah, it makes him kick better than average.
Yeah.
It also means Honour and Harmony become 5-7 while Harmony's within range, and it means things like Flint and Mist.
Flint and Mist become very, very good strikers.
Phenomenal strikers.
Yeah.
He's got extended reach, so
this is a great ability.
So during his activation, so only when he's activating, his melee zone is 3 inches.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting.
Yeah.
He's absolutely phenomenal. His other one is Forceful Blow. During a charge, in addition to any playbook damage result, the targeted enemy model suffers a 2-inch push directly away and 2 damage.
Yeah. Very nice.
So so you can run in, do damage, and then do extra damage.
With just forceful, just for charging.
It also means because he's got the 3 inches, if you run into base contact with something, you get the 2-inch push, you're still within range.
To hit him again, yeah. Which most people you're going to push them out of if you don't, unless you go in base. Yeah.
But it's also good for running into, let's say, 2 players, charging one, pushing them off, and then turn around and hit the other one.
Yeah.
He's got 16 health, so pretty good.
Very good, yeah.
He's got melee zone 2 as standard.
So standard he's a 2, but on his turn he's a 3, so he's got reach. He's got extended reach.
Yeah. So he's got his playbook again. He's got 5 tap 5. So he's got 5 potential things. On 1, he's got 1 damage or momentous Guildball symbol. He's got 2 options for this.
Yep.
You can either do smash ins, which is target enemy model suffers -4/4 kick.
Good.
Which certainly isn't bad. I think the preferred one is singled out.
Definitely, yeah.
Which is friendly models gain +2 attack against target enemy model.
Yeah.
So if you're running in and doing that, then you only get like...
You'll sort of send him in early and then get everyone else in to gang up afterwards.
Yeah. And it also means he'll get benefits from it if you give him...
buffs it, yeah.
On 2 successes, he either has a momentous push or momentous 2.
Yep.
On 3 successes though, he's got momentous knockdown or momentous tackle.
So a late tackle in a playbook. Not really going for the ball, he's more going for the hurt.
But it means he's got the option if he needs it as well, which is good. On 4 successes he does 3 damage, and on 5 successes he does 4 damage. So he is good. He again, a lot of damage output, tooled him up, and he's putting the hurt on things.
On the turn he's tooled up, he would do 6 damage if he hits on the 2, just to...
Yeah, on a charge.
On a charge, yeah.
No, he'll do... Because the other one's
it's trait. So he'll
do 5.
5, yeah.
On 2 successes.
So that's on 2 hits just for charging. But you're more likely to hit the 3 or 4 with the charge, so...
Yeah.
5, 7 damage potentially just for charging.
Yeah.
Which is half of most people's health.
Yeah, when that goes off, you know about it. Yeah. That's Mascot Dead.
Yeah. True.
So that's Mallet. He hasn't got any other plays that we haven't already talked about because they're both the Guildball symbol.
Yeah.
So that is him. And then we'll move on to Flint.
Flint, yes.
So I think Jamie was saying one of the best strikers.
In my opinion, one of the best strikers in the game due to his plays, which we'll come on to, and his traits make him a very, very strong striker. More so, like, the Fisherman will get more dice and can't get more range, but the more dice is better for securing a goal. Mist sort of competes with him for things, but for me it's his traits that make him the best striker in the game.
So he's moved 5'8".
Yep.
So he's fast.
He's fast. He's fast when sprinting. He's average when not. He's jogging along.
He's tack 4, which is your standard for your striker.
Yep.
He's kick 3'8".
3'8" base, yeah.
Which is very good.
It's good. Range and good amount of dice.
Yeah. Again, near Mallet as well. That's 4'9".
It's 4'9".
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's defence 3 with 1 armour.
Yep.
And he's influence 2/4.
So he's got armour and he's defence 3. So a little bit weak on defence, but a strong stat line for a striker.
Doesn't quite have the same amount of armour as other Masons players, but we'll come on to that.
Yeah.
So he's got close control, so he ignores the first tackle against him.
This one I say is one of the better strikers because typically your strikers will, or your defenders will be able to take the ball off him, but they've got to do it twice, which means that you can counter-attack and not worry about losing the ball straight away.
Yeah.
And you can potentially jump away from them.
Yes, which is good.
Yeah.
The other one he's got a charmed mail, so he has +1 defence against every attack or character play done by men.
Yeah. So I think someone worked out what the ratio was, and I think it works out to like 73% of players in the game are male. So charmed male is much stronger than charmed female. Charmed, not mascot, there's no charmed mascot at the moment. So charmed male is a very strong ability, and with it being on Flint, he's defense 3, so most of the time he's defense 4.
Yeah.
Defense 4 armor 1 is a nice thing to stop you being hit as often.
Yeah. He's got 14 health as well, so
he's not low. He's not low for a striker.
No, which is good. He's a melee 1, as you'd expect, and his playbook is on 1 success he's got 1 damage or momentous tackle.
Yeah.
Seems to be a bit of a theme for the Masons at the moment.
Masons is very good at tackling, taking the ball off people.
2 successes, momentous push dodge.
Yep, so that's where his counter attack comes into play, that if he can get that ability off, he will push you 2 inches apart, which unless you've got a 2-inch melee and went into base contact, he's not going to be hit again.
Yeah. On 3 successes though, he's got where they go.
Which is even better.
Yeah.
So you're definitely getting away.
Yeah, if he's getting that off for a counter attack, he's gone.
He's gone. Where'd he go?
Yeah. And on 4 successes he does 2 damage.
Yeah, which is very unlikely to be used by him. Yeah.
But it means if you need that, like if the ball's nowhere near and you need to gang up on someone,
yeah,
you've got
you've got the chance to do the damage.
Yeah. And then his character plays, like I said, he's got Where They Go, which can also be used for 1 influence. So the 4-inch dodge, and then his other one is Super Shot.
Yeah.
He gets +1 2-inch kick.
Yeah. So he gets an extra dice and 2 inches on his kick. So the reason I think he's so good is that if you do Where'd They Go, it's 4 inches. Sprint is 8 inches, so that's 12 there. And Super Shot takes him up to a 22-inch threat on goal. And if Mallet's around, if you start or if you are kicking?
It's while within.
While within. So he's there, but it's hard to set up. But the fact that is that if you pass to Flint, if you receive and pass to Flint, he can score on the first turn.
Yeah.
Without needing to tackle anyone or do anything. You just have to pass to him and then he can score. Yeah. That's all that's needed. So that's why I think for the first turn, and then he's reasonably survivable. He could probably take 1 turn of damage, especially if you leave it till late in the turn. Yeah. That's why I think he's the best striker in the game. I would love him to be a Fisherman player. Hopefully Fisherman can buy him in season 4 or something.
Then we move on to Tower. Yeah. So Tower is move 5'8".
So he's the rookie of the team, isn't he?
Yeah,
in the fluff, he's the newbie.
In the fluff, it's 2 guys talking about him and they're going, "Oh, have you told him he's playing tomorrow?" And they both just laughed at themselves. So he's very much the rookie. Yeah. But he's move 5'8", so he's certainly not slow. No. He's tap 5.
Good brawler.
Yeah. Kick 3-6.
Good kicker.
Defense 3 with 2 armor.
Yep. So standard for Masons.
Mason standard, and then influence 2-4.
Yep. So he's not greedy. He's the bonus.
So he's also got character trait of knockback. So in addition to any successful character play or playbook result, the target enemy suffers a 1-inch push directly away. This model will then a 1-inch dodge directly towards the affected enemy model.
Yeah. So what's interesting to note is that they don't have to push. Like, we're speaking to the playtesters and they were saying that pushes and dodges are voluntary. If you want to push, you can push. If you want to dodge, you can dodge. So let's say you were 1 inch away, that's all you could reach. You could not push them and dodge 1, so they're not getting away from you.
That's good as well. That's very good then. He's also got flawed, so his model gains +2 attack against models suffering the knockdown condition. Yeah. Which makes him a mallet.
Him and mallet a nice combo, yeah.
Very nice combo. He's also got a heroic play, which is called Protect Those Close, which is 2-inch aura. So while within this aura, when a friendly model suffers damage, this model suffers the damage instead. Yeah. I was saying yesterday, don't really see much of a use for this.
Yeah, it's going to be so situational, and for momentum, I don't really see the benefit of it. I guess it's sort of, if you, maybe your mascot's low on health and you want to keep it around, you might pop that legend, heroic, or if someone's going to die and he's on full, get him close and do that. Yeah. But on the whole, it's so situational that I've never once seen it come up in a game.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Yeah. He's got 18 health though.
Yeah, so you can take the hits for people.
He can take the hits. Yeah. He has got melee 1.
Which is a theme I found in the Masons, is that the majority of them are melee 1. Yeah. Which I played a game with him the other day, and after coming from sort of playing Fisherman solely for so long, I felt horrendously hampered by melee 1. So it's like I couldn't. Like, I have to sort of charge into base. I felt, otherwise people would just hit and dodge away or push away. It was like, oh, dang.
Yeah, and it is something that it does suffer. That it is a weakness that they have.
Yeah.
But everyone needs.
You play around your weaknesses.
Yeah. His playbook's not bad either. He's got 1 damage or momentous push on 1.
Yeah.
On 2, he's got momentous tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So another early tackle on momentum there.
Yeah.
On 3 successes, he's got momentous double push or momentous 2. On 4, he's got a knockdown.
Yeah.
And then on 5, he's either got 3 or 3 damage and a knockdown.
Yeah. Which is an odd pairing, but I guess it's that you do the double 3 knockdown, and the next time you just get to hit him with 3s.
Which is good, especially if you manage to get those 5 successes, you do 3 damage knocks, set them down,
and then set them up for floor next time.
Yeah. His character plays, he's got Shutout, which costs 1, range 8. So the target enemy model is not activated this turn. It must be the last model the enemy team activates. His character play can be used to protect.
And that's a very, very strong ability.
Yeah.
Very strong. And that's why I think Tower makes it into my Mason's team. Just to throw that out there.
Yeah.
You know, you can stop the one guy with 4 influence from coming in and charging.
Yeah.
Which lets you either get away or go kill him before he does anything.
And then he's got Defend the Ground. So choose a terrain piece. For any models within the selected terrain, may use defensive stance without spending MP.
Which is decent, but for a cost of
1.
Is it 1?
Yeah, it's only
Oh,
1.
they're 2 from there. 1's not terrible, but again, I've never seen that in use.
I have used it before.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got like a lot of players around the centre bit.
Yeah.
And you're playing something like the Butchers or the Brewers, which I play quite regularly.
Yeah.
You go, well, defensive stance that bit of terrain. Sorry, defend the ground on that bit.
Yeah.
You're getting 3 defensive stance.
3 point of defence, yeah.
Yeah. Which is good for 1. For cost of 1.
For cost of 1, yeah. Put 1 on him.
It is situational, but it can work.
Yeah.
And that's Tower.
It's Tower, cool.
And then we move on to Brick.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Brick, the big guy. The big guys are really taking a beating this season, aren't they? They're being left out, it feels.
Yeah, I hope there's something for Brick in the next season that kind of makes him a bit more usable.
Yeah.
So he's moved 4/6, so he's standard for a big guy.
Standard for a big guy, yeah.
He's tack 5.
Again, standard for a big guy. Big guys tend to be tack 5, which is a little bit odd. I think if they were all sort of boars tack 8, they'd see much more gameplay.
Yeah.
Because, well, they're meant to be big and beat people up. So if they were all tack 8, it wouldn't detract from Boar because he's still doing all his Furies and Berserk, but it might give the others more incentive to beat 10 because, or maybe if you do take him, he can do it without charging, he can do it, Yeah.
He's kicked 1/6, so he's got 2 left feet.
Yep.
He doesn't do it.
He's a big guy to kick.
Yeah. Defense 2, just your standard for your big guy.
Big guys, yeah.
But he has got 2 armour.
So he can take the hits a little bit better than other big guys, but still it's the defense 2 on character plays, which are that you use him to trigger your character plays.
Yeah.
Which is the downside of all big guys. So we can't hold that against him though.
No. He's influence 2/3, so
which is better than most.
Yeah.
Like if you include him in your team, you are getting extra. You're not losing influence. Whereas all the big guys, I think, except maybe Gas.
No. Gast is 2. I think
and
the rest are pretty much 1.
The rest are 1/3, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
And Everest Greed can become essentially 2.
Our Colossus thing might be 2.
Yes, yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
He's only got 19 health, which for a big guy's can
pretty low for a big guy.
Low.
Like Kraken has 20 but gets tough hide. Catalyst has 29. Boar has 20 but regenerates
2.
Yeah, regenerates 3, isn't it? No, regenerates 2 because it keeps poison off.
Colossus is 20 plus.
He's tough hided, I think.
He's tough hided as well.
Yeah. Stoker's
Stave,
is
like 25.
25 and tough hide.
I think he might. I don't think he's tough hide.
I think he is.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I think he is.
Fangtooth's 29.
29. Fangtooth's awful though.
Yeah.
Avarice and Greed, high.
Tough hide as well.
Tough hide as well. And then your Gast and Casket are defense 3 armor 1, so they're essentially just a regular guy on a bigger base.
So he does have the lowest sort of health out of any big guy.
Yeah, and the armour doesn't compensate enough, I don't think.
No, it doesn't, unfortunately. Yeah. He does also have the knockback trait that Tower has as well, so the 1-inch push, 1-inch dodge.
Yeah, which is good for just pushes people around the board and board control.
Yeah. And then he's got counter charge. So once per turn, when an enemy model ends its advance within 6 inches of this model, this model is not engaged, this model may immediately make a charge targeting the enemy model.
Yeah.
Which sounds better than it is.
Does sound much better. When I very first played the Masons, I got caught off by this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, that's amazing, that's so powerful. And then the next time I played it, and I was aware of it, I was like, well, Grayscales will go and engage him, or Grayscales will be the one that tries to trigger it, because he's got 1 inch reach, is it?
No, he has got 2
He's
inch.
got 2 inch reach. But I think I did it so it'd be. It might not be Grayscales, but essentially you just have someone go and engage him.
Yeah.
Or a 4 inch dodge in and then walk towards him,
Yeah.
and then he's engaged.
Yes. And then he's just a big guy.
He's just a big guy then with 2 armour. He loses his play.
Yeah. So like we said, he's melee 2, which
It's not bad.
certainly not bad.
No.
Better than some. His playbook, on 1 success he does 1 damage,
Mhm.
on 2 successes he does momentous 2,
Yep.
on 3 successes he does a momentous knockdown or a momentous tackle.
Yep.
Not that he ever wants the ball,
If
but
he wants to tackle, no. But it's there if he does ever need to take it off someone.
yeah,
They probably knock them down and accept the scatter head do.
yeah, probably. On 4 successes he either does 2 damage and a knockdown, or 3 damage.
Yep.
On 5 successes he does 3 damage and concussion,
Yep. Double guild ball.
which is the double guild ball, and enemy model loses 1 influence,
Yep.
or he does 4 damage.
Hmm.
And the concussion is his only
Only play.
play.
Now I think he's actually got a really weak playbook myself.
Yeah,
Because obviously his first one he's got 1 damage, which is non-momentous, so if you manage to get 1, I feel like a waste of an influence. If he gets 2, he can only do damage. There's no control element to him.
yeah,
It's 2 momentous at least, but then on 3 it's knockdown. That's really low for a big guy, I found.
yeah.
Like most have it on 1 or 2 at least.
Yeah, he does seem subpar when it comes to the big guy.
I think it's the lack of options on 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Is his.
If you shoot with a knockdown across one, for example.
Yeah, if that top row dropped 1 along, and you made the 3 damage momentous, so that you can either 3 in concussion or 3 damage momentous.
Yeah.
So you have a choice between those 2 and then 4 at the end. Then it becomes a lot more viable that he can knock down on 2. So he could knock someone down if you put 3 influence on him, knock someone down, and then go charge someone else, and
Yeah.
have counter charge probably ready because he's knocked that person down again.
Yeah. I mean, arguably, if you tool him up, he can be
Very, very.
very powerful.
Yeah.
But I still don't think he's worth including in your team. I didn't use him once at the event
No.
at the weekend.
I played him because hopefully, as you can see on screen, James Baldwin's painted him up stunningly for me. I was like, it'd be a shame to not use this model.
Yeah.
But I used him and his stat line was so subpar, I didn't have any influence on him the entire game. He just sat in front of my goal 4 inches away, like a goalkeeper would do,
Yeah.
and he was just there to counter charge if someone came too close.
Yeah.
That was it, and I felt like it hampered the gameplay because I was 1 player down essentially in the scrum in the middle.
Yeah.
I'd rather have taken, who did I drop? Flint. I
Yeah.
was playing against Fisherman, but I'd still rather have had Flint. I thought I can't not use that model
Yeah.
because it's beautiful.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on the team overall?
Team overall, I think as you say, they're jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
They're not fantastic footballers, they're not fantastic brawlers, but they can do both well.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to outscore the Fishermen, they shouldn't do anyway. And then they shouldn't outfight the Butchers, but they've got the bit of ability to fight well or to play well.
What I found with him is when you're certainly at an event where you're taking 8 to 10 players,
Yeah.
and you write down what you're playing, what you're using for each game.
Yeah.
You know what team you're playing at that point, and you tailor to do the opposite of what that team can do.
Yeah.
So if you're playing the Fisherman, you drop Flint, you don't bother taking Mist, and you take
Decimate.
Tower, Decimate. If you really want to take Brick,
Yeah.
that's when you'd use him. You do it
Yeah.
against the Fishers. Well, maybe
I
not
still-
Fishers with gut and string, but
I was going to say, maybe not Fishers, we've got the string, but also Siren, seducing him to trigger
yeah,
attacks from your own team. You have to be
that's true. I mean, but that's I suppose a potential to use him.
Yeah.
Then you've got, if you're playing an all-round sort of team, you can pretty much pick and choose which way you want to go. So if you're
Yeah.
playing the
Union,
Union,
yeah.
or
The Union are very powerful.
yeah, the Union are very If you're playing the Union, you can kind of do a bit of both. So maybe take
Yeah.
Decimate and Flint, or
Yeah.
Tower and Flint.
Yeah.
And then if you're playing the Butchers,
Mhm.
well, you can't out-hit them, so
Go
you've
forward.
got Flint and Mist is available to you as
Yeah.
well.
Snakeskin's the odd choice to Union for them, isn't she?
Yeah, she's the one you.
She does. She's a little bit of. She's not hitty. She's not. She's decent football. I think I was planning on taking her this weekend, but I didn't get her painted up fully in time.
Should have said.
That's alright. But I still don't think I would have used her in any of my games different. Like,
No.
I played a practice game with her and it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
I still think she's a little bit. She's got no momentous damage.
Yeah. And Minx is the other one that you have available to the Masons, who's an interesting player.
Yeah, I'm. When I've looked at her card, I've not been over enamoured by it. It's sort of like she's good. She's got pre-charges, but yeah.
I'm sure they'll come on to them on a
And
union
we'll
video.
do a union video, yeah. We do go to them at greater depth. So as ever, guys, hope you've enjoyed Guild Ball TV and our discussion of Meet the Masons. And once again, thank you to Yggdrasil Painting for getting them painted up. And hopefully I remember to put all the cards on the screen. Leave a comment below if you've enjoyed having Jay, Mr. Mason or Mr. Lake Town here with us. And don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. And support me on Patreon. Getting a sign on. See you later.